What up, everybody, and welcome to the Endzone, brought to you by Gym Bag Entertainment. As always, it's your host, your boy Craig, here with my co-host,
your boy Ace,
and we are back, full in effect, ready to bring you all the content we can. Sorry we're so late, but COVID just messed everything up, but we're back. We're getting you an episode right before the season starts, and we're gonna open it up with the 10 biggest signings and or trades of the season. And I'm going to start off with what I believe to be the number one signing in the NFL with the biggest impact, Tom Brady to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I love this signing, even though I'm a true Patriot fan, and I love Tom Brady, and I never want him to leave. But for him to go to this team to end his career, I think it's a win.
So that means you're going to Tampa now? Or
No. I'm a Patriots fan first, okay. A Brady fan second.
Oh, no, I just wanted to ask that question.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as in regards to the move, I think it's a good move. It's something, same thing, like kind of like what Peyton Manning did in his career toward the end with Denver. I like the move. It's just about, let's see what he's going to do over there. You know, he has a lot of weapons, offense and defensively, so...
I think it's great. I think it's going to be reminiscent of that 2007 season, you know, when he had Randy Moss and Wes Welker.
Chill out.
I'm just saying.
You know.
I feel you. I'm just saying. I said reminiscent. I didn't say it was going to be the exact same thing, but this is the best set of offensive weapons he's had in a long time. He has Gronk back, Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard, and the acquisition of Leonard Fournette that literally just happened over the weekend. That was a huge surprise to everybody, but they added that power weapon. They're giving Brady everything he needs to win a championship.
Yeah, but you still got to go out there and get it done.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens with that. In my mind, the second biggest one, DeAndre Hopkins.
Which is true.
Yeah, D-Hop. I know that's your man. He's my man.
So I think I like that the best because I think that helps Arizona. I think that makes them level up to be a top contender on their side of things. That makes them definitely a playoff team with the moves that they made in the offseason. So I really like the move of having D-Hop over there.
Yeah, gives Larry Fitz a little bit of a break from being that number one guy. I think it sets up Christian Kirk for a record season, like a personal record season.
It's going to be hard to like double team them.
Yeah.
You know, because now it's like instead of having a 1-2 punch, now you got a 1-2-3.
Exactly.
You know?
And, you know, we don't know what he's going to do, but they got Kenyon Drake coming in for his second year, coming off hot at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So this Arizona team altogether just looking really good. But DeAndre Hopkins, huge pickup for him, huge acquisition. What do you got?
Next, I will go with Cam Newton.
Oh, yeah.
You got to respect Cam. You know, Cam is Cam. Him going to the Patriots, I think that puts him, like, before that, him signing the deal with the Patriots, taking... like, you know,
the
less
biggest
money,
pay cut you can imagine.
But at the end of the day, I think he wants to prove himself. I think he's going to prove himself. And by him proving himself, it's not him winning a Super Bowl in New England.
No.
It's him making the playoffs in New England because that's as far as New England was going to go if they even went that far.
Yeah,
so
correct.
with him being there, him making the playoffs first, second round, that would be a bonus for him in his career.
Exactly.
I think he's capable of doing that in New England.
Yeah, I love this signing for the simple fact that if we get, we could be looking at the resurgence of Cam Newton, you know what I'm saying? We might not get 2015 Cam Newton, but we're going to get, I think we're going to get a very healthy and very viable quarterback in Cam Newton. I love what the possibilities can bring. And the thing I love the most, more than anything, is the fun he's going to bring to New England. You know, we had a very buttoned-up suit and tie Tom Brady. Now we got, that man who plays football like he's in the backyard.
But the biggest thing is New England fans have to be patient with him. You know,
of course.
You just can't throw him under the Charles River after 1 or 2 bad games. You know, you got to stick by him. If you're a diehard fan, you're going to stick by your team. Just stick by him through the season and let him make his noise because he's going to make noise over there.
Yeah, to be honest with you, and this is speaking from someone who's used to 10+ wins a season. A 9-7 to me is a huge victory.
Absolutely.
9-7 with Cam Newton. I mean, let's not be mistaken. I don't care if we got Drew Brees. I don't care if we got Patrick Mahomes. We have still probably the worst receiving core in the NFL. N'Keal Harry, he's great at contested shots, but he can't get separation. Julian Edelman's getting old. The best receiver, I think the best receiver we have right now is Damian Byrd, just because of his rapport with Cam Newton.
That's easier to say, but at the end of the day, you can't knock what the Patriots did because at the end of the day, last year they was a playoff team with Tom Brady,
Yeah.
so you really can't discredit that team because Bill's gonna have those boys ready to play regardless or
Exactly.
not. You know, it's bigger than Tom Brady. It's bigger than what he has out there. It's what that philosophy of that team is.
Exactly.
And it's bigger than all of that, and I want to see how Bill's gonna do with coaching that team.
No doubt. All right, who you got next?
Next up, I will go with the next biggest one. For me, I'll go with Teddy Bridgewater going to Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The reason why I will go with him being next is he signed a 3-year, $63 million deal, and let's not forget, like when Drew Brees got hurt, he did go 5-0 for the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of went on the high note last season, and then he also got paid on the off season and went out pretty good. So
I think he got paid well. I mean, $22 million a year. I think that's good.
So I want to just see how it's gonna play out for him over there.
I personally, I think it's a perfect situation for him because you have arguably the best running back in the league.
Yes.
You know, so that's really going to help you out because you can really lean on Christian McCaffrey to get it done for you. But DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, and the acquisition of Robbie Anderson, I think that's a huge help for their game. I think it's going to be a good season for Teddy Bridgewater. Once again, Teddy Bridgewater, I kind of see him as the same as Cam. 9-7 is a big victory for him.
Yeah.
On that team. You know what? A pick I really liked was, I'm an offensive guy. I really liked the acquisition of Melvin Gordon in Denver. At first, I was a little leery because of Phillip Lindsay, but I actually like the 1-2 punch, and I think it's a good acquisition, and I think he's going to make waves over there.
Okay. Next up I had was I'll go with Emmanuel Sanders in New Orleans.
Yes, love it.
I'm just trying to see how I want to place the guys that I have on my list.
I got you.
I'll go with Emmanuel Sanders next. I think that he's going to have a big season.
Mm-hmm.
This helps out Michael Thomas a lot because,
big time.
He's people playing on double, triple teaming him. So now you got to take that away because now you got 2 home run hitters. You got 2 guys who could make that short yard catch and take it to a touchdown. So I'm interested to see how that offense is really going to look, and they open up with Tampa Bay, so I think it's going to be a good game.
I think that, Emmanuel Sanders might be looking at the best quarterback situation he's ever had.
Yep.
Now he doesn't have to be the number one guy,
Nope.
and I think this opens the door even more for Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara, and I think it just opens up this offense to a level that I don't think it has been able to see since having Michael Thomas. So I love this acquisition. I'm really excited for the Saints right now.
Next up, I'm gonna go with Clinton Dix going to Dallas.
Yeah.
Because only reason why I put him down because we don't talk enough about defensive guys. I think he's a defensive guy that can actually help out Dallas in that secondary. He makes that secondary a lot better than what they was, and hopefully he helps that defense become successful and have a great season.
I like it. What team? Dallas is a team that definitely could use help on the defensive end of the ball.
Yep.
Next we have I'm gonna go defense on this one. Darius Slay to the Eagles. I thought that was hugely inspiring. Shutdown corner going over to a team that doesn't really have one. I love it a lot.
For me, next up, I'll go with Sue. Sue going to Tampa Bay. Another guy, he's beefing up that defense. That defense is already strong. Hopefully, being around those veterans, and he's kind of like a semi-vet. Hopefully, he can keep his head on right and do well over there.
Yeah, it's a good team for him. Good way to step up. Then I have... Let's go with Todd Gurley to Atlanta. I don't know how excited I am about this signing, but it is a huge signing. Todd Gurley was considered at once to be a top 5 at one point. He was the number 1 running back in the league. Yeah, he's had some injuries that have him fallen from grace, but he's going to one of the most high-powered offenses in the NFL that was in desperate need of a running back, and I think this could be the team that resurges his career, and I'm excited to see what Todd Gurley does.
I think his career, honestly, really haven't went anywhere because we never knew the truth about Todd Gurley, whether he was injured or not. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We saw what a healthy Todd Gurley could do,
Yep.
and we saw what a quote-unquote injured Todd Gurley could do. So let's go back to seeing what the healthy Todd Gurley can do when he's back home in Atlanta. Hopefully that helps him out, and like you said, hopefully he balls up this season in that offense. Next up for me, I'm gonna go with Eric Ebron, going to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, what a good one right there.
His 2-year contract, $12 million. I think he makes that a healthy Eric Ebron makes that Pittsburgh offense better. But again, he has to stay healthy. If he stays healthy, that offense will be great.
Yeah, and with Big Ben coming back, you know Big Ben loves to go to the tight end. Ebron is that guy that's dangerous in the red zone. Yeah, hey, enough. We know he's had problems with his hands, you know, and his hands aren't that sure, but I still love it. I think he's going to do really well. I think we might be looking at his best season yet.
Yeah. And then last up, I got Phillip Rivers going to the Colts. Reason why I put that down because I felt like that was an interesting pick with Jacoby Brissett already being there and them offering him that money that they gave Brissett.
Yeah.
So now going to get Phillip Rivers, hopefully they're just going to get him to like push Brissett to do well.
Yeah.
Not to kind of take his position.
I think he takes the position. I really like Phillip Rivers over there. I think that I think that they don't really like Brissett. You know, you don't go get a guy. I feel like you don't get a guy like Phillip Rivers to be a backup, and I don't think Phillip Rivers is going to sign to a team to be a backup. But I do like the acquisition. I have Jadeveon Clowney. He just signed to the Tennessee Titans. I think that's a position and a guy that they really need. You know, a guy he's not going to make big plays all season, but he's going to make 3 or 4 big plays a year that are really going to turn games around. And my final guy on the board is Stephon Diggs. Buffalo has been in desperate need for that number 1 guy for Josh Allen to throw to, and now they got him in Stephon Diggs. I think Stephon Diggs has been wanting this opportunity where he is the guy they go to, where, you know, he was kind of losing that to Adam Thielen over in Minnesota. I think it's a happy marriage between team and player, and I'm super excited to see how the connection between him and Josh Allen goes. All right. Now let's get into some rookies. We want to talk about top 10 offense, top 10 defense. I think maybe we could just go back and forth. I'll start with the offensive guy, the most exciting name on the rookie list, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Drafted with the 32nd pick of the draft, and is slated to be, you know, they're saying top 5 running back, reminding them of Brian Westbrook.
It can happen for sure, but it's about... I like that, but when you're saying top 5, that's tough because...
Well, look at that offense.
But to give a rookie a top 5 anything is already tough.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's on my fantasy team, so I want to see him do well.
Absolutely.
So hopefully he does well.
I got him on multiple fantasy leagues. I'm expecting big things on it from him. It's a big, high-powered offense, for one. 2, because they'll always be up towards the end of the game, they're going to run the ball a lot. This dude's going to be getting the rock so much. I think it's inevitable for him to be a top 5 guy. I mean, you've had guys like that were considered top 5 that did pay out. Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley. I feel like the most trusted rookie position you have is the running back position. Excuse me 1 second. Go ahead and talk about your top defense.
Top defensive guy for my top defensive guy, I'm going with Chase Young out of Ohio State. Well, one of the top defensive guys will be Chase Young out of Ohio State. He's going to be on the Washington Redskins playing defensive end. I think it's exciting to see him go over there to see what he's going to be capable of at a professional level, because in college he was a monster. So let's see what Chase Young does over at Washington.
He's going to play for a defensive coach in Ron Rivera.
Yeah.
On a team that is basically defense. You know, the offense hasn't had they haven't really made any moves on offense. They just dropped their first round draft pick running back Darius Geis. So there's not a whole lot that's going to happen on offense. So Chase Young is going to be the highlight reel of that whole team, and I'm really excited about that. My number 2 guy for offense is Jonathan Taylor. At first I wasn't too excited about him, but then I get to thinking about Jonathan Taylor out of Wisconsin going to the number one offensive line in the NFL right now. For the first time in history, the Indianapolis Colts have a high level offensive line. With a veteran quarterback who's going to need to move the ball through the running back position. I think he steals Marlon Mack's job, and I think this guy is going to put up points early and often.
Next up, my second defensive guy for me, who's I should have put him number one, but that's being biased. Isaiah Simmons from Clemson, linebacker going to Arizona Cardinals. I think he makes that Cardinals defense a lot better than they are. I think that Cardinals defense will be a sleeper defense. I think they're going to be really good, and I'm just excited to see Isaiah Simmons play.
Yeah, because this is a guy who can literally play in any position. He can play safety, he can play corner, he can play linebacker, and I think there's opportunities for him to even get put on the edge.
Yeah.
You combine him and Chandler Jones. That's a pretty dangerous combination, rushing the quarterback. I really love that a lot. It's a very good pick. My number 3 pick is CeeDee Lamb out of Oklahoma, going to a team that's all about offense. And in desperate need of that third wide receiver. Amari Cooper is great. He's a good route runner. And then now you have the development of Michael Gallup coming into his second year, who I put kind of on the same level as Amari Cooper. And then now you add the playmaking ability of CeeDee Lamb. I think we're looking at a pretty dangerous offense, and I think we're looking at a one. I'm usually not keen on rookie wide receivers, but this is a rookie wide receiver I think is gonna show out.
I like that. For me, number 3 guy would be Patrick Queen, LSU linebacker. Going to the Ravens. Honestly, with the Ravens getting rid of Earl Thomas, I think they did that for a money standpoint, and it kind of is gonna hurt that defense. But I feel like with someone like Patrick Queen on that defense, he actually can make plays on that D.
Yeah.
That's gonna help him out because without Earl Thomas, there's gonna be a lot more action to do on the field.
And I think it gives this young rookie an opportunity to come in and try and be a leader.
Yeah.
He could be that line. He can be the next Lewis. So I really like that move. For me in the number 4 position, I got Joe Burrows. I haven't really been too high on Burrows, but what I'm excited most about is what is he gonna do. He's been given all these praises compared to Brady. They said he's been kept picking up the defense. He's been showing out. He got arguably, if healthy, the deepest set of wide receivers and a nice young rookie running back. Offensive line isn't great and the defense isn't great, so he's gonna have to put up a lot of points. Can he do it? What will he do? How will he handle the pressure? I'm excited to see what happens.
Next up for me for defense, I got Derrick Brown out of Auburn, the D tackle. He's gonna be on the Carolina Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
Panthers need defense.
All day.
That's where they lack in. So going to get a D tackle, and he's a big boy. He wore a low digit number, big boy. I want to say he runs a 4.4, 4.5 maybe,
Wow.
in the 4.4 to 4.6 range, give or take.
Yeah.
Interested to see what he's gonna do in Carolina.
And I remember what you said, single digits about that life.
Yeah.
So
Always.
I'm excited to see him as well. Next pick for me is Henry Ruggs out of Alabama. Fastest man in the combine. Thought he was going to beat John Ross's record, but fell short of it. But he has an opportunity to not only blow the lid off of this offense, but really kind of take over. Tyrell Williams, who normally is the down-the-field speedster, is out injury. So now you got Hunter Renfrow, and you got Nelson Aguilar, and now Henry Ruggs. It's a lot of speed, a lot of route running. So I just want to see what Henry Ruggs is going to do. And I'm hoping that he blows up. But like I said, to me, rookie wide receivers, it's always hit or miss.
Yeah. Like Kirk said earlier about Darius Slay and his trade.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, who's this rookie probably has the most pressure out of any rookie this year, hands down.
Really? Okay.
And I would say his name is Jeffrey Okuda out of Ohio State,
Yep.
the cornerback.
Yep.
Because you get rid of a lockdown guy like Darius Slay out of Detroit, and you bring in a rookie to basically do what he's supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
And we already know of Darius Slay being top tier. So a rookie to come in and get drafted and automatically put in the cornerback position over a guy who's already got a name for himself.
Yeah.
That's like a rookie coming in right now taking like a Revis position when Revis was like mid to at the end of his career. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's tough.
You still respect that man and you respect what he's done for your
It's
organization.
big shoes to fill.
So I feel like he got a big shoes to fill, and he got the biggest shoes to fill out of any rookie coming into this draft.
Nice. I like that. Next for me is what I kind of consider a sleeper rookie is Chase Claypool out of Notre Dame. He's going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the reason why I like this guy is if there's one team rookie wide receivers shine on, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, Antonio Brown shined instantly. Juju, rookie year, shined instantly. Even what's Darius Jackson or Johnson? Deontay Johnson from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Even he had a good year last year, and with Big Ben back in the picture, I think that you're gonna see a lot of good things out of Chase Claypool.
Yeah. Next up for me, I got Kavon Chisholm, the linebacker from LSU. I probably said his name wrong, butchered it, but he's at the Jaguars.
Yeah.
You know, Jaguars is another team. They can always use defense. For some reason, their defense is always pretty good, and they always got monsters on their defense. But it's just I think they're not.
I think they're poorly coached.
Yeah.
Poorly coached.
Yeah.
Because they have a lot of awesome weapons on defense. At one point, they did have they went from having the number one defense in the NFL, having 0 moves, and then the next year having like one of the worst defenses in the NFL.
Yeah.
I really would love to see a resurgence because this offense isn't looking that great right now. You're really going to need the defense to shine. So hopefully this guy can be the spark that they need. Next on the list for me is running back Cam Akers out of Florida State going over to the Los Angeles Rams. I love this move because you got rid of Todd Gurley. Your backup, Darrell Henderson Jr., is banged up. Malcolm Brown is never. I don't think he's ever going to be that guy. He's always going to be a backup to come in maybe on a change of pace. So Cam Akers, the door is wide open for him to take over and show his skill set. I'm really hoping we get to see that, and I'm excited to see what he does with that opportunity.
Next up, I got Willie Gray Jr. From Mississippi State. He's the cornerback, linebacker for Kansas City. He's going to be at Kansas City. One thing I like about this pick is that he's going to be a young, fresh guy.
Yep.
He may or may not start, but the good thing about KC that I do like is Andy Reid does utilize like all his guys. So
yeah.
If you like a top tier guy, top 15, top 20 guy,
he's like Belichick. He finds a place for you.
Yeah, you're gonna be playing. So
I like it.
You know, as long as he comes in shape with the right attitude, I think there's a place for him over there.
All right, another sleeper pick for me in the wide receiver position is Michael Pittman Jr. out of USC. Not a name I feel like is getting a lot of shine, but a guy who I feel like might be one of the top rookie wide receivers this year. Like I said, he got a great veteran quarterback who likes to air out the ball with a strong rookie running back. I think that the Indianapolis Colts are going to surprise a lot of people, and I think Pittman might lead the way.
Next up for me is Javon Kingslaw from South Carolina. He's a D tackle. He was pretty good this year in the SEC. He's going to the San Francisco 49ers, but from the report I've read, he's going to be on the bench. But the good thing, again, about San Fran is next man up over there.
Yeah.
You know how it goes in San Fran.
You never know.
So he could get some burn. Just be ready to go, young man.
And,
get your shine.
People win positions all year long.
Absolutely.
So we'll see what happens with that. Next, I got Tua Tagovailoa, Alabama quarterback, going over to Miami. Not going to start the season. Yeah, he's not going to start the season, but I think, if things go right, I think by mid-season he earns the job. Larry Fitzgerald's a guy who likes to air it out, but which means just like Jameis Winston, he likes to throw a lot of interceptions as well. I think they're gonna get to a point where they know, it's gonna be a lackluster season. They're not gonna win a lot of games, and when they feel like it doesn't matter anymore, they're gonna throw Tua in there just to get his reps, so he's more prepared and NFL ready for season 2.
Next up, I got Jordan Brooks from Texas Tech, linebacker. He's another one. So they got rid of one of the twins, Seattle Seahawks.
Oh yeah. What's their names? I know, but they brought him back onto the practice squad. The dude,
Shaquan
Griffin. Yeah, there you go,
Griffin.
Shaquan Griffin.
So Shaquan Griffin, yeah, like you said, they cut him and brought him back to the practice squad, but now they got this rookie, Jordan Brooks. So I'm interested to see what happens with him.
That'd be dope. And then finally on my list, I got Jerry Jeudy out of Alabama going to Denver. The reason why I'm so excited about this pick, one, they took 2 rookies, back-to-back wide receivers, and one of them, Hamler, is Matt. I think it's Matt Hamler. He's hurt. He's not going to start the season. But Jerry Jeudy coming in, first-round draft pick, wide receiver, and I'd love to see what he's going to do with this move. Drew Lock, second-year quarterback, definitely going to want to air it out. But they got Melvin Gordon. This is a high-powered offense that is in a tough division. So I think it's going to be awesome to see what they do, and can they not? Can they be the team to come out of nowhere and knock out Kansas City? Probably not likely, but they're the number 2 team in that division, and they're going to be fighting Kansas City twice this year. So we'll see what happens.
A little sidebar.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw one out there that you left
missed?
out one of my guys. No, you didn't miss because it's all on who's most exciting to you. But I have basically the same players.
Yeah.
Besides DeAndre Swift from Georgia, the running back.
Only reason why I didn't say his name is, one, it's a loaded backfield. They just picked up Adrian Peterson. They still have Kerryon Johnson. They still have, I always want to call him Sourdough. And now DeAndre Swift, he's also hurt. Right now, he's got a leg injury, a groin injury, I believe. He's probably not going to start the season. So I was really excited about him at first, but the excitement kind of
you gotta just throw him out there because you never know what can happen. He's a rookie.
It's a load, but it is a loaded backfield. Yeah. But I do agree with you. He has a lot of potential.
And then my last one on my list is Jalen Johnson out of Utah, the cornerback. He's going to the Bears. Another could be a lockdown corner, and the Bears' defense is already tough. So I like that. I like that over there.
All right, let's talk about the most exciting teams to watch this year. And I gotta go number 1, Tampa Bay. My man Tom Brady is over there. I
put them at number 2.
Yeah, you got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. In my opinion, the most dangerous duo in the wide receiver position. Gronk coming back, and people saying he's looking like the old Gronk. O.J. Howard, if he can stay healthy and doesn't get traded, that's exciting. Cameron Brate is an always reliable running back. The acquisition of Leonard Fournette as a power back. Ronald Jones coming into his second year looking real strong. He ended the season well. What?
All that stuff sounds good, but guess what?
They got to do something with it.
There's only one football. So
who loves to shuffle the ball around more than Tom Brady?
I don't want to rain on your parade because I put them at number 2. But the thing that people tend to forget about Tom Brady, I can see if this was Tom Brady 6-7 years ago coming into this division, and we're going to talk about this later, coming into this division, would I have more faith in him? Yes, but we got Tom Brady on the older end of things. Yes, they built so many weapons around him. Yes, we saw it before with Peyton Manning when he had weapons in Denver. Lost one year, then the next year he wins it. Yes, I get the whole story to success. I see it, but I just want to see it happen. I don't want to sit here and talk them up and stuff like that because to me, Tampa Bay's just been an average team since Warren Sapp and Mike Allstott was there. Yeah. And that's the last time they won the Super Bowl.
I feel you.
But right now, all these guys been there. They've been doing things, but they haven't got nowhere.
Yeah,
all those names you said, how far have them guys made?
Well, look at the quality of their quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of teams out there with bad quarterbacks that we talk about week by week that has bad quarterbacks. Not that make playoffs and stuff like that.
I can't think of a team with a bad quarterback that made the playoffs. That's the difference.
All right. Well.
I mean, the worst quarterback in the playoffs last year, I believe, was Ryan Tannehill, and Ryan Tannehill was still doing his thing. I hear where you're coming from. But Tom Brady 2 years ago won the Super Bowl. Last year lost in the playoffs because his wide receivers sucked. So I mean, I don't think Tom Brady's losing any steps.
We'll see.
Who's next?
For me, number 1 team would be is Arizona.
I knew it.
With the addition,
but I agree.
Of course, with Kyler Murray, a guy who damn near almost took them to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you add D-Hop along with Isaiah Simmons on defense. Now you got good on your offense and defense, 2 major weapons. And then you go out there, you beefed up on the offensive line in the draft. That's a team that would be interested in the NFC then, and I'm interested to see what they're going to do.
I'm super interested in Arizona for the simple fact, like, I think a lot of people forget the fact that didn't they beat they beat the Seahawks last year. They almost beat San Fran.
They beat the Seahawks 21, and then they lost to San Fran on the dumb play the dumb play call at the end of the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean,
and that's when San Fran was undefeated.
Yeah, San Fran undefeated, almost lost to Arizona. Now you add D-Hop. Now you got Kenyon Drake. Now you got Isaiah Simmons. This is a tough team. I think that they're gonna shock a lot of people. I don't think there's not enough. There's not enough hype. Honey Badger. Oh my God. There's not. No, Honey Badger's in Kansas City.
I mean, what's the other dude from LSU? PP.
Patrick Peterson.
Yeah, Peterson.
Yeah. There's a lot of excitement over in Arizona, and I feel like not enough people are talking about him. But trust me, we will be talking about him because my boy over here loves him, and I'm right behind on the wagon. So we'll see what happens. Next on the list for me has got to be, I have to say, New England. I've always been a fan of Cam because I love Cam's childhood enthusiasm for the game. I love that every time he scores a touchdown, he hands the ball out to a kid in the audience. And he won't get to do that this year, but at the end of the day, I think Cam Newton brings a bright star to a rather, tight-knit team. Yeah. I think that he can. Tom Brady, the problem I think last year is Tom Brady had no interest in helping these rookie wide receivers, and Cam Newton's going to be the polar opposite of that. He's going to be bringing them underneath his wing. He's going to get them, have fun out there.
Years, Brady and Bill had issues.
Exactly.
With each other, so,
and now that spilled out over the team. So I'm excited to see what happens. What do you got?
For me, number 3 would be New Orleans with Emmanuel Sanders.
Oof.
That offense can put up 60, 70 points per game, probably, I would say.
I think so.
They're going to be an exciting team to watch just because they're going to be putting up so many points depending on who they're playing that week.
All right, next on the list for me is Carolina. With the acquisition of Teddy Bridgewater and Robbie Anderson, I think that this this offense has a very good chance of being exciting. Rookie defense. I think they had the most rookie draft picks. Most defensive rookie draft picks of any team as long as I can remember. And so that makes it exciting. What are they going to do? You really have no idea what's going to happen once they all get put together. And they have a new coach in Matt Rule. This is an offense that can be super exciting and a defense that can be sneakily good. So I'm really looking forward to what happens in Carolina.
For me, I think that even though that defense is young, they're not going to look as bad because of the simple fact is, I feel as though this is like, how every year NFL has its waves of different things that will go on. I think this year is going to be the wave of bad defenses. I think there's going to be I think with coronavirus happening, some guys wasn't working out the way they wasn't supposed to. So you're going to have guys get injured, guys that's not going to be healthy, and things like that's going to happen. And I think it's going to take more of a toll on the defensive side of things than it will on the offensive side.
Okay, I like that.
This season, so if I was like a betting man, I would always bet on the overs in the game and stuff like that because I think there would be a lot of points getting scored every game.
I feel you, and there wasn't even a preseason, so we'll see what happens with that. Who you got next?
Next up for me, I got the Bears because I low key like the Bears. I really do like them.
They're a likable
And
team.
my issue, you already know what my issue is with them.
The quarterback position?
Yes.
But they're sticking with Trubisky.
And that's what bothers me because they're sticking with him.
Mm-hmm.
But I see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Because I know you already know how I feel about Trubisky. I think he is the worst quarterback in the NFL, and he should be working somewhere, but not in the NFL.
And not in the NFL, or at least as a backup, maybe.
But not even a backup.
Oh wow, not even a backup.
But it gives me hope that there's light at the end of the tunnel because now you go out there and get Nick Foles.
Yeah.
So that makes me feel like Trubisky, if he has 1 or 2 bad games, pull him. Don't wait till 5, 6.
Yeah.
Go 1 or 2. He don't like you. What you would say is give him time 6, 7 weeks and then pull him. No, if he don't have a good game in 1 or 2, you got to pull him because Nick Foles is just as experienced as
Exactly.
him. You know, we know Nick Foles as a winner.
You know what? To be honest with you, I think the best test is actually the fact that week one, the Bears over the last few seasons have actually been since Matt Patricia has taken over the Detroit Lions, the Bears have been better against Detroit. They generally win against Detroit since Matt Patricia has taken over. He come out and he doesn't do well, maybe only one game.
Yeah.
But the other side of that is I believe in some way, shape, or form that the acquisition of Nick Foles lit a fire under Trubisky that maybe we might see rookie season Trubisky. Because I actually liked rookie season Trubisky. Maybe we might see him come back.
Of course you like him because he hasn't been that since.
True.
So the only impression he gave you to like is his rookie year.
Yeah.
Other than that, he's been trash since. That's what I'm trying to say.
So I agree with you.
So one impression out of how many years he's been in the league?
I mean, this is his third year.
There you go.
Yeah, we don't know. All right, so next on the list for me, I'm going to go with Dallas here because the acquisition of CeeDee Lamb is really exciting. Michael Gallup started to really develop to the second half of the season. Amari Cooper has something he needs to prove. He didn't really do that great last year.
And you know, he wants to be the man.
Dak Prescott playing for a contract. He's on a franchise tag. He wants to get paid. Now that he's seen 2-3 quarterbacks get the bag, and he wanted that bag, now he has to prove himself. He can't. I feel like you can't play under 500 and still expect your $40 million. You know, you want a rookie contract,
but it's not even playing under 500, Craig. For me personally,
yeah.
Because like I always tell you, when it comes, Dak is a stat muncher.
Yeah.
So what I mean by a stat muncher is look at his passing. Look at his numbers in general.
Yeah.
His numbers is amazing.
Yes. Threw for almost 5,000 yards.
You know what I'm saying? Like
and 30 touchdowns.
If you look at Dak's numbers, his numbers is amazing. So if you look at his numbers, you'll be like, why is he not getting paid this money?
Because he can't come.
Let me tell you this.
He doesn't play good in games.
You
when
gotta focus
behind.
But you gotta focus on his play, and this is what I'm telling you next. Is his numbers is always great, but his play, watching him, you would say different. You know what I'm saying? And the eye test is not the same thing as the number test sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
I agree.
And vice versa. So in this situation, his eye test, he gotta have that eye test this year, and let him know, let you see those exciting numbers that he's been putting up.
Yeah.
You know, because
yeah, it ain't gonna be just about how many yards you throw.
No.
I really do believe he
gonna
has
have
to win more
like you
games.
said, he's gonna have to come from behind. He's gonna have to win a game come from behind. He's gonna have to win a close game down the crutch. He's gonna have to take a team down on a 2-minute. Like, we need to see all different types of Dak, not just we're beating you by 40 and Dak threw for 350, 400, and Zeke ran for one. Like, no.
Yeah.
We don't. We want to see different type of Zachs that make it feel like you deserve this money. You know what I mean?
Amen. What you got next?
Next up for me is Houston. You know, my boy got the bag. D-Walk.
Yeah, he did.
D-Walk got the bag.
Yeah, he did.
But then they got rid of D-Hop. So it's kind of like...
Which didn't make any sense.
Which didn't make any sense. So it's kind of like you got rid of one to pay the other. It's how I'm kind of looking at it. But then you keep the guy that can't stay healthy over there. So...
you know what? That
really...
my mind.
Yeah,
Fuller,
like,
you know?
So for me personally, I think Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah.
And I think Houston's going back to Houston's old ways, like the Matt Schwab ways, when they get rid of their good plays and just do stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I think they're going back to that because...
But they did get Brandon Cooks. I do like that acquisition of Brandon Cooks.
But Cooks is not a number one receiver.
No, he's not a number one receiver.
So they're
looking to Fuller to be the number one guy.
But we already know Fuller has
He ain't
proven
gonna make
time
it
and time
past
again.
week 8.
Exactly. He's proven time and time again he's not going to stay healthy.
Yeah.
You called it the last 2 years since we had this show. In the last 2 years, he's been down.
Yeah.
And then he's been down years before that. So now you expecting this dude to be the number one?
No.
Which he's not.
He's not.
So I think that offense is going to have problems come week 6, week 7. They won't be a playoff team.
I have to agree with you.
A playoff team.
I do. This is what I will say. I think Houston starts. I believe that Houston starts off strong because no one knows what to expect. And here's the thing. This is me just being hopeful.
Okay.
David Johnson, he resurges. You know, he's running behind a real quarterback. He's got a guy who's offensively Carlos Hyde ran for 1,000 yards.
So David Johnson, who else?
Should run for 1,500. I think he should go for 1,500 yards.
That's
and maybe even another 500 receiving.
But that's tough because think about it like this: why did Carlos Hyde run for 1,000 in that offense?
I don't
because
know.
He was moving the ball.
Yeah, but I mean,
think about it like this: when
Brandon
you have a
Cooks
receiver,
was awesome.
you're missing a receiver. Think about this, Craig.
Yeah.
This is the first time you're going to hit a
You're
stat.
missing like a 1,300-yard receiver.
Every year, he's put those numbers up. Yeah. Every year, he has 1,000 yards plus receiving.
Brandon Cooks is a 1,000-yard wide receiver.
But how long's Cook been in the league?
5 years? 6?
And how long my guy's been in the league? D-Hop?
5, 6? No, same amount of time.
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Same amount of time. But put D-Hop's numbers next to his.
Oh, yeah, it's not the same. It's not even
same.
comparable.
So what I'm trying to tell you is you're taking that away.
Oh, of course.
So now you're losing out on 600-700 yards. Where we getting that? Where you just making up for it? That's what I'm trying to get at. Like I'm not knocking these plays. Yeah. Where did you help yourself make up for that?
This is true. It's all true. Like I said, I agree with you. I don't believe that they're going to be a playoff team, but I do think that I think they're going to be a team that puts other teams in trouble. You're gonna have to put up big numbers to beat them. It's gonna be tough. And
I would think they should have. Me personally, I would have brought in another receiver, another decent receiver, another number 2 receiver.
I agree with
potentially
you. Because Kuti ain't getting nothing done.
No, because then you have potentially like 2 to 3 number 1/2 receivers. You can give them number 1 week because 1 week they could go for a 150, 200 receiving.
Yeah.
But then we know for 3 weeks they ain't gonna do 50, 60. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
You could have went out and got another mid-tier receiver, and then that would have helped out your receiver core and your offense a lot more than what you did. Yeah. And I feel like there was no improvement. That's the best way to say it. For that.
I hear you, man. I don't know. All right, next for me, I got Indianapolis Colts. Best offensive line in the NFL. Rookie running back, and if I believe in anything, it's rookie running backs. I'm not a huge believer in rookie wide receivers, but I am a big believer in rookie running backs. So I'm liking that. I have always been a Phillip Rivers fan, and him going to Indy, I think, might have been the best move because now he has a real offensive line. He's got, I'm not going to say he has a real run game because he's always had a real run game. But now, T.Y. Hilton, Paris Campbell, and the rookie Michael Pittman. It's looking really good. They did lose Eric Ebron, but Jack Doyle is a handy tight end. I think you're looking at a very dangerous team, and I think they win the division.
Next up for me, I'm gonna just because I know we got a couple more things. Yeah. Time's running. I'm gonna go with Cleveland with Baker. What will Baker do?
What will Baker do?
That's the best way to say it. What will Baker do? You got the weapons, offense and defensively. You owe this to your team this season for the stunt you pulled last season. You're looking really Johnny Manziel-ish. So let's see what's gonna happen with you.
Didn't I call him a Johnny Manziel when he got drafted?
Manziel-ish.
Manziel-ish. Real quick, I just want to say, will Kansas City repeat? That's what. I
have that at my number 10 too.
Will they
go back
repeat?
To back? They have if any team has the best shot to go back to back, it's them.
Yeah.
Like how the season's gonna be made out for them in their division. We'll get to that later, but I think it pans out good for them. Next up for me, Cincinnati with Joe Burrow, new quarterback, rookie. See what you're gonna do out there, kid. Best of luck to you.
And then one thing I have to say, we all know, I've told you this before, my favorite sports caster is The Herd, Colin Cowherd on The Herd. I love him. I always I listen to him a lot, and I like what he has to say when it comes to football. And one thing he said is Baltimore goes undefeated. And I feel like that's interesting. I don't know if I'm on that bandwagon that they go undefeated, but the reason why he says it, they have the easiest schedule in the NFL this year, and Lamar Jackson is only going to get better. So, they only lost 2 games last season. One was a terrible game to Cleveland, and I don't remember who the second loss was to. Kansas City. They lost to the best team in the league, and then they lost a stupid game to Cleveland.
That's the problem that I have is that's why it's tough to say that they're going to go undefeated because they won't, when they run into those Kansas City teams and those teams that's actually dominating the same division as them, they haven't been battle tested. Yeah. And that plays a role. So I would rather be battle tested than have the easy way. That's
true.
You know what I mean?
I feel you.
And my last team is Miami. I want to see how far Fitzmagic could hold it
Team.
down.
Yeah.
And also, I want to see when Tua's going to come in. And then, not to mention, I think we tend to forget that Miami had the most picks in the draft. So I want to see how all these players are going to pan out for them.
Exactly.
And where they're going to go, how they're going to put them, how they're going to place them. Second-year coach. You got rid of the bad apples that you wanted to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
You had all the might in the world to pick whoever you wanted. You picked this team. It's going to be 22 new guys. What could you do? How you going to look? How you guys going to play? And I'm interested to see what happens with that.
I agree. Miami's sneaky good. I mean, Devontae Parker finally found his way last year. He's coming in healthy. Preston Williams started the season off strong, got hurt. He's healthy this year. Mike Gesicki is, in my opinion, a top 10 tight end. Yes. Now he's coming into his third season. They just got Jordan Howard and Matt Breida. I don't know how excited I am about that, but it is a really good combination platter.
And that's what I'm saying. What Houston should have did.
Yeah.
You see the combination platter. You got one pound for pound, one that can catch out the backfield.
Yeah.
That's a good combination to bring into your team.
Yeah, and they don't have that in Houston.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they should have did in the receiver position. That's Hey, thank you.
I agree. And I think that a good acquisition for them would be Devontae Freeman.
Absolutely.
Houston. I think that would really help them out. My final pick is Denver. You heard me say it.
I'm out. I have to cut you off. I thought you was going to say your guy. From Dallas. Used to be on Cowboys.
Running back?
88. No. Receiver.
Oh, Dez Bryant.
No. Say Dez,
I love Dez, but if I want to see Dez go anywhere, it's to Baltimore for the fun of it.
Oh, you giving up on him this year?
I'm not giving up on him. He's talked with Baltimore, and I like that. I like that idea, but I'm not pinning my hopes on Dez Bryant coming back or having any type of impact. But if he did go to a team, I really like. There's only two teams I want him to go to: Baltimore, because I think it would be fun, and the Patriots, because I would love to see Dez Bryant in a Patriots uniform, and not because I think he'd help us win, but literally because I would love to see Dez Bryant in a Patriots uniform. And my last team is Denver, young quarterback, about to start the season for the first time, 2 rookie wide receivers, Cortland Sutton, and Noah Fant, awesome. I think he's going to be a top 5 tight end. I love Noah Fant. I think he's going to be top 5 this year. Melvin Gordon, who I love. Philip Lindsay, this is a high-powered offense. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do. All right. I don't know if we're going to have time for the top 5, but I want to get our picks in. So let's skip top 5.
Just go top 5. Just do it.
Just bang out top 5?
Yeah, just
Texans versus the Chiefs.
I took the Chiefs -9.
Oh, we're doing the... Oh, you're talking about doing our picks versus spread.
Yeah.
All right. So
did
you do 5 or 10?
No, I did the top 5 games.
Okay.
Week. Against the spread, I just did 5
games.
You
did top 5 versus spread.
Yeah,
all right.
That's what
so what team did you go with?
Out of Houston versus KC, I went with KC -9.
You know what? I'm going with Houston in this game.
I just don't think Houston's offense got it.
I don't think they win, but I don't think they lose by 9 points. Okay. By more than 9 points.
For me, second game, Miami versus New England. I'm taking New England -6.5.
I agree with you on that.
Bill always does well.
Philly versus Washington. Washington's getting 5 points. Not enough. I'm going with Philly.
I didn't even touch that one. Tampa Bay versus New Orleans. New Orleans is -3.5. I went with Tampa Bay because 3.5 points, that's a field goal. And I think if Tampa Bay loses, it's going to be less than that. I think it's going to be a shootout. 50.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
2 to 50.
Wow. I think it's going to be over 90.
Yes.
Indianapolis Colts versus Jacksonville. Jacksonville's getting 8 points, and I'm still going with Indy.
I like that. Arizona +7 to San Fran. You know I'm jumping over it. This is the underdog of the week. Make sure you take Arizona versus San Fran.
What's the spread?
7. You might even want to take Arizona money line because they might even win that.
Wow, straight up.
Yes.
Wow, that's bold. New York Jets versus Buffalo. Buffalo is -6.5, but I'm still going with them. New York Jets have no wide receivers.
And then Dallas -3 to the Rams. I'm going Dallas. That's a no-brainer.
Wow, Dallas -3 to the Rams.
Yeah,
I like it.
That's easy money.
All right, cool. I did have 5 games to watch this week. Texans versus the Chiefs. Bucks versus the Saints. That's gonna be a shootout. Browns versus the Ravens. I feel like this is a rematch to the game that they lost. Cowboys versus the Rams. I think this is a prove-it game for both these teams. Cowboys need to win. Rams need to win.
I think Cowboys is just a better team.
I do think that they're a better team. But don't sleep on these Rams. Jared Goff is a hell of a quarterback. They still got Cooper Kupp. They still have Josh Reynolds. They got that rookie.
They went on that one run and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Tyler Higbee.
I know.
We'll see what happens. And they just gave Jalen Ramsey 5 years, $105 million, biggest contract for a cornerback ever. And that segues me to I just want to say last Steelers versus the Giants. Both teams terrible last year, and everybody thinks going to be really good this year. Let's see who wins the first game of the season. But I do want to talk about that. Jalen Ramsey gets the biggest contract of any cornerback. And no matter what you want to say, Jalen Ramsey's definitely top 5, but he's not top 2. And the top 2 cornerbacks in the league are up and coming on contracts, and that's Stephon Gilmore and Tre'Davious White. Tre'Davious White on the Buffalo Bills, coming off of his rookie contract, about to get an extension. Does he get 22?
Time out.
Yeah.
You like him better than Darius Slay?
Yeah. I like Gilmore, and Tre'Davious White was number 2. He had 6 picks last year.
But that's the only reason why he was number 2, because interceptions. He was number 2 in interceptions.
Yeah, but he's also a shutdown corner.
We're talking about all-around play, Craig.
Yeah.
We're not just talking about interceptions.
I think Tre'Davious White is the second best.
So just know that. When they say number 2, they're talking about interceptions, picking it off.
No, I think all around.
No.
To me, this is the order: Stephon Gilmore, Tre'Davious White, Jalen Ramsey, and I have Darius Slay in the top 5, but I almost want to put Xavier Howard above him. And I also like Marshawn Lattimore.
But you got to understand.
Yeah.
You name different corners, but all of them corners don't play man-to-man. Some of them corners are zone corners.
No, I think all the corners I named are man.
No, they do.
Which one?
They do play man.
Yeah.
But some of them play zone in a disguised zone.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to tell you is like, Jalen Ramsey, I give him a lot of props. I'm not telling you he's the best corner in the league.
I top 3.
I say top 5. I'll put him in the top 5 because cornerback position is tough.
It is
because
tough.
Because it's like, some of them are literally covering the best player all game, and some of them are covering the number 2 or number 3 receiver. Picking it off backside. You get
one
what
of
I'm
the best combinations was him versus Julio Jones last year. That was a great battle.
But there's only one, and this is your boy from the Patriots who actually plays the best player every game.
And what does Stephon Gilmore get this year? And do the Patriots?
He's gonna get the most.
Not this year, but next year.
Well, because he took this year off. So
what do you mean? He's playing.
No, he's playing. So
you're thinking of Hightower.
Hightower,
but Gilmore's gonna play this year. Jalen Ramsey gets $21 million a year. What do the Patriots give Stephon? Do the Patriots pay him, or do they let him walk?
Patriots let him walk, and he's gonna go somewhere and get that bag.
This is where I would agree on almost any player.
He's gonna wanna walk.
You think so?
Yes.
I doubt it. I don't think he's gonna.
Why?
Go ahead. Yeah.
The reason why he's gonna wanna walk is because it ain't about championships with him no more. He got rings.
Yeah, so he's gonna want money.
It's all about money.
And
we all know New England's gonna want him to take some type of cut or something.
See, here's the thing.
They ain't gonna pay him, but if you gonna give him that bag, yeah, he's gonna stay.
Normally I would say yes, but the one thing that rings true in New England is if you are not the defense. If you are the best in the league at what you do, Patriots will pay you. Hence, Gronk, when he was with us, highest paid tight end in the NFL. Tom Brady, only reason why Tom Brady's not the highest paid quarterback in the NFL is because he chooses to take pay cuts so that we can get weapons. And then finally now you got Stephon Gilmore. First of all, when Stephon Gilmore came to the Patriots, we gave him what would have been considered the bag for a cornerback before he was the shutdown cornerback he is now.
You just gotta wait and play it out. Because at the end of the day, he has the last say.
I agree.
And it's kind of like this. Do I be a shutdown cornerback in New England when I know we ain't gonna have a chance no more, and I'm just
I don't know.
do I go to a team where I feel like I can compete a little bit still and still try to get some money out of it too?
I mean, if it ain't about rings, it's about getting paychecks.
We don't know. So we got 6
you.
minutes. Let's move on because we spent too long on your Patriots.
I mean, I really
early
was
Super
talking
Bowl
about
prediction.
Yep.
Who you got?
All right. I gotta go with Tampa Tom and the Bucks, and my boy Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. I think those are the 2 teams right there.
I went completely opposite. Good, I'm happy. I went with New Orleans.
Yeah.
With Uncle Drew. And I went with KC.
And to be honest with you,
And I think Uncle Drew's gonna beat KC and shit.
and Drew beats KC. I don't disagree with that because I don't disagree with that.
This year's Drew Brees
needs it, and he's gonna retire. And here's the thing, and I love what you said because I think you'll agree with me. These are the 4 teams in the AFC NFC Championship games. So I'm saying one team, you're saying the other, and I believe those are the teams that face each other. So I believe that
I can go either way.
I think we're either one of us is right, the other one's wrong, or one's half right and the other one's half wrong.
Absolutely.
No matter what, I think these are the top 4 teams that go all the way. It's a matter of who's more right, who's more wrong. Strongest team in the strongest division in the NFC, strongest division in the AFC.
For me, the strongest division in the NFC, I'm going NFC South.
Yep.
With the Falcons, Panthers, New Orleans, Saints, Bucks. Like we said, Falcons did a lot to get themselves better.
Yep.
Got some
a running back.
Got a running back. Got a couple defensive guys. Got themselves better. Panthers went out there, got a quarterback. They also went out there, got a couple other players. They got a
lot of defensive pieces.
Got a rookie defense pieces. The Raiders, they're trying to say there's Gruden's year this year.
Mm-hmm.
Gruden, he does have some sleepers. They also got a good...
You jump divisions.
Oh, yeah, my fault.
You jump divisions.
Oh, shit, my fault, damn.
Yeah. You
So,
meant
Panthers,
Saints.
Saints, Uncle Drew, Saints are Saints. The Bucks, see what the Bucks do, and I'm missing one.
No, you got them all.
Okay.
You said Carolina, Atlanta, then Saints, and Tampa Bay, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. You have 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in one division. You have a young boy coming up, wanting to prove himself on a team that has a lot of the right pieces, but isn't completely put together yet. But offensively, they're going to be dangerous. Don't know what we're going to see defensively. And then you have Atlanta, who's kind of like a dark horse. You have a quarterback who, when he wants to be on fire, at one point was the MVP and went to the Super Bowl. They have a running back that is high caliber when he's healthy. And if he's healthy this year, he'll be high caliber again. You have one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, one of the most dangerous wide receivers in the NFL, and Julio Jones. And then Calvin Ridley coming into his own, about to be a phenom at the wide receiver position, and they got a new tight end. I'm loving this whole division as a whole. I think it's going to be so exciting to watch that when they have interdivision games.
Absolutely.
For the AFC, I had to go AFC North. You have, you have the reigning MVP of the season, Lamar Jackson, and the Baltimore Ravens. They added a rookie wide receiver. They got a lot of great pieces. They added a great defensive piece in Patrick Queen. You have Cleveland Browns, who have what should be the best offense in the NFL. The best 2-headed monster in the running back position of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt just signed a mind-blowing $13 million 2-year deal. I don't even understand that.
We already know how they are, so
who's
next?
And then Steelers, they got Big Ben back. A lot of acquisitions. Got a lot of new pieces. Got a new rookie wide receiver, new tight end. It's looking really good. And then finally, Cincinnati Bengals with a rookie quarterback. What's gonna happen? It's exciting football.
I like that because, like, in the AFC, it's not like the NFC where you got dominant.
Yeah.
It's like, So I went with the AFC West.
Wow.
I like what the Broncos is doing, even though this guy's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But Von Miller being hurt, his imprint is still on that team. So, and I also like what they did all around. And I don't think the Broncos is a bad team.
I think
they
they're a
can
great
go
team.
out there and really perform. I think they're gonna be a playoff team. I think they could be. KC,
reigning Super Bowl champs.
Super Bowl champs. Could they go back to back? Like I said about the Oakland when I messed up last time. Oakland with Gruden, they're saying it's Gruden's year. They got your second. He's your second or third favorite tight end over there.
Waller is definitely a top 5 tight end to me.
I love Waller too.
I do love Waller. I love Waller. I'm a fan.
Yeah, so
I love his story too.
Yeah, he got a decent story, and we watched him on Hard Knocks too, so we really got this. Like, it's different because we got, again, like when you see a team on like Hard Knocks and those type of shows, you kind of feel like you're a part of them.
Exactly.
So that's how it is with Oakland. So we are like deep down inside rooting for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they could. again make a run for this money. And the Chargers is one of those teams is we don't know what they have.
It's a dark horse.
It's a dark horse. You don't know what you're gonna get. They could go out there and be a 500 team. They can go out there and be a below 500 team. They go out there and make the playoffs. They could go out there and not make the playoffs. We don't know what we're gonna get out them, and that's what's interesting. And that's why I picked the AFC West. It's because you got the reigning Super Bowl champs, and then you got a couple dark horses, and you got I say a solid Broncos team and a solid Rams team. So.
All right. So that's all we have for you today. We're making it right under time. Make sure you check us out every week. We're going to be here with the content for you.
We're back.
Until next week, make sure you're checking out the Endzone, Tailored Tape, and the Flex. Until next week, we'll see you in the Endzone. Have a good night.